Hey, 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 hi guys. Attractive versus pretty. I just did a I need my clear bag, please. I just did a YouTube video about what makes you attractive. And it was pretty good. It was a redo of a video that I previously had done on YouTube. And I was speaking about what makes one attractive and thank you what makes what makes a person attractive. Hi Donna, thank you for the follow. What makes one attractive, in my perspective now, is who is this? Who are you? Let me on. Can you let me on? Who is that? We can talk about it for sure. We can definitely talk about it. I just don't know who you are and what you looking like. Did you request to be on the live? Sure. Baby, let me get my lips on so we can talk. Let me see. I hope you, please don't be crazy. I don't want to have to block you or nothing crazy. Please. Just please don't be crazy. Hey, Tiffy. If you're
Hey,
going
can
to,
you hear me?
yes.
No, I'm not a crazy person. I just
Okay.
tend
I
to
was about to
remain
say, oh
anonymous
God.
on TikTok. That's all.
Okay,
No,
okay,
not
okay.
crazy. But I think this is a cute topic. I was just scrolling through and I'm like, yeah, this is a good topic.
Yes,
Um, so I'm I just want to tell my opinion to the or give my
absolutely.
answer to the question. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I've been I don't want to sound like braggy or anything, but I've
Yeah.
been called real pretty and gorgeous and beautiful my whole life.
Right? Okay.
I think beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but for me, attractive and pretty are the same thing to me.
Okay. Okay.
I really think so. If me personally, just a woman looking at other women,
Right.
if I think that you're
There you
attractive,
go. That's the key. Remember, you said that as a woman looking at other women, keep that
Mhm.
in mind as you're saying this. Okay. And then I'll tell
Yeah,
you my thoughts.
okay.
Okay.
I think it's the same thing. Cause okay, so for example, I can see a woman that's maybe like average.
Okay.
Like she's not. There's nothing. Like I think you're attractive.
Okay.
You know
Thank
what I
you.
mean?
Thank you.
Which to me is also pretty.
Okay.
But if I didn't think that, then I would say, oh, she's okay. She's not ugly, but she's not pretty either. That's not
Right.
attractive to me. Now, that's just on the surface.
Right.
Now, when we start getting deeper and we're looking at personality and the other things, then someone that may be like average looking on the outside, but they have a really beautiful spirit can then be pretty also. That's just me.
Okay. Okay. That's a very excellent take on it. That's a very a good way of putting it. And that's also a way that women view other women. So a lot of my content is about women and their relationships with men. So when I was speaking from the standpoint of being pretty versus being attractive, I was speaking as far as being attractive to men, being able to draw them into you and attract them to you.
Mhm.
Pretty, there we go. I did this video years ago, and these are some original people from my channel because I gave the example of Halle Berry versus Rihanna, and that was the original thumbnail. It was Rihanna on one side and Halle Berry on one side. Halle Berry is very beautiful. She's very pretty. She's very gorgeous, but she is not attractive. What makes a woman attractive to a man is her energy, her vibe, her way, her expressiveness. What makes a woman pretty is simply the way she looks. Attractiveness is a vibe versus a look. Pretty is the way you look, right? You can be pretty and attractive, but most times women that are considered pretty are not attractive. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I agree with that. So that's
Yeah.
why I said from the outside, you
Right.
know, you can be attractive and pretty, but the inner is
Right.
what really glows. I agree
Absolutely.
110%. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's your because Halle Berry can't keep a man.
Mm-mm.
Hello. And Rihanna can't keep the men off of her. Right?
Okay, but Yeah, but
Hmm.
okay. So I don't want to start with rumors, but allegedly, Hallie has some health problems, if you know what I mean.
Right,
And
right,
once the guys find out, they kind of like run, the industry stuff that spreads around.
right, right.
Rihanna, to me, I don't. I mean, if we're just look, because we don't know them personally, so we can only judge by what we see.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right.
So, based on what I see in their personalities on TV, I would say that Rihanna is not attractive.
Okay,
She's not.
okay.
Not only just physically, I think she's average looking, but then also her spirit is very, to me, just what she exudes from the screen is very it's slutty.
Right. That's
Uh,
what attracts
uh,
men. Hmm.
oh, yeah.
There's not a
But
man
for a
alive
one
that
night
would say
stand,
Rihanna's not attractive. Nobody. If you as a woman, absolutely she's not, because women would envy her because she is very magnetic to men. My perspective is not what I think of as a woman, right? That's not what I don't care to be attractive to other women because that's not how I get down.
okay,
Thank you.
right,
I'm pretty. I'm attractive, but my what I want is to be attractive to a man. What make because a lot of my content is we're dating. We out here. We in a dating pool. We trying to get married. What makes you attractive to a man is sexiness. It's not her. It's not that she's slutty. She's very expressive sexually, and so am I. I'm okay. I'm okay with being a woman who talks about sex and is okay with talking about sex. So is Rihanna. Halle Berry would never in her life, ever, because she has this good girl image. And to women, Halle Berry is just gorgeous. She's whatever, whatever. But to men, it's like, I can't have fun with her. I can't really take her nowhere. She's going to be like, oh, I can't get dirty. Oh, this is, oh my God. Hi, Miss Ashley. Thank you. Thank you for the gifts. You understand what I'm saying? So if we're
mm-hmm,
looking at it from a male perspective, the men would pick Rihanna over Halle Berry simply because of that
right.
energy that she exudes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, but no, I agree with
100%.
that. But that's for a night. They're not wifing her up.
Yes, they
A
are.
man is not wifing up a Rihanna. No, they're not.
I disagree. I just how come
I just don't see it.
they do? I'm telling you from so I don't are you new to my content?
I am,
Okay,
yes.
okay, okay. So a lot of my content is about the persona, the femininity, the energy that we exude, because a lot of women are raised to be the good girl. We're told to be the good girl because the bad girl is the one that always gets the men. If you think about it, Miss Educated, Miss got her all her stuff together, Miss don't need a man, Miss Independent has a hard time finding a man. But Miss, take me through that, always got them. Can't keep them away. The ones that women would say are not attractive are the ones that the men want. Men want somebody who's down to earth, who they can tell the truth with, who they can be themselves with, who they're allowed to be fully a man. I want somebody that needs me, not somebody who's just simply okay with me being around. You know what I mean? Like for and I use those two women because they are two very, very beautiful women in their own rights, but they're also they have separate energies, right? Take Whitley Gilbert, if you remember Different World, and then take Janet Jackson. They were both in the same era. Two different women, but who would a man prefer? The women would prefer Whitley because she's polished and she's
Uh-uh.
classy. She has a
Janet
pearl.
was prettier than Whitley. Come on now.
Well, it's not about the way they look. I'm talking about their energy. Of course, Whitley was okay looking, but I'm talking about their personas, right? Whitley was the rich girl, the very learned girl. She spoke very well. She was real country, but she spoke better. And Janet Jackson, you still can't get Janet to say two words at a time, really. She's always like, yeah, yes. And it's her energy, it's her vibe, it's her aura. But a lot of women would say that Janet Jackson, back especially back then, she was very risque, and she was like, oh my God, you know. But that's the one that the men want. Whitney Houston compared to Janet Jackson. See what I'm saying? It's an
Yeah.
energy. It's an energy. Whitney Houston was the good girl. So we thought, you know, she was the good girl. She was the one that wasn't, yes, Madonna versus Britney Spears, right? They're both
But do you think
beautiful.
age? I don't know where you are. I'm in Los Angeles, and I don't have a
Okay.
problem meeting men or finding men. I'm actually dating someone now.
Okay. Okay.
And we've been knowing each other for a while, but I just recently left my ex, so it's a long story.
Okay. Okay.
And I could tell you if you wanted to know, but it's a quite a
Sure.
long story.
We here, baby.
Okay.
We here.
So I had to leave my ex because, how can I say? He was angry. He was an
Mm.
angry man. He had money, girl,
Yeah.
and the sex was really good. I don't know if I could say that on
Yeah.
here.
Y'all listen.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The sex. Yeah, listen up, ladies, because this was a lesson learned for me. This was the first time I've ever dealt with something like this.
Okay.
He had a
Okay.
lot of money, and we went on a lot of trips together. I have a lot of pictures and memories with him. He was real generous with like gifts and
Y'all
whatever you want to
like.
do, wherever you want to go. Yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
guess what? He
Guess
was
what?
angry and controlling, and he did not want to hear what I had to say about the problems of the relationship. You
Uh-huh.
know, when I would say, I want you to open up a little more, or tell me some more about your, childhood, which was very dysfunctional. Ladies, stay away from men with dysfunctional backgrounds. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, he would get upset. He didn't want to hear it. He would dismiss it and shut it down. He wanted me to sit and look pretty. So, and I'm not that girl. You know what I mean? And this was the first time I met a guy like that. So I had to, yes, Tiffany in the chat, I had to let him go after like almost a year and a half. And it was the best decision I ever made. You hear me? The best.
Baby,
I blocked him and did not look back. Okay.
you are proving my point. You are,
But
so before, a lot
uh-huh.
of my content was strictly about getting to the bag. Get the money, get the money, get the money, get the money, get the money. And I
It
was
ain't all so cracked up to be.
say it again,
Okay.
baby.
It
Say
is
it
not
again.
all it's cracked up to be.
That's my whole message now. It's wonderful. Yes, you're gonna have the trips, you're gonna have the money, you got the purses to get your hair done whenever you want to, all of that, right?
Mhm.
But when it comes down to, does he really love me? Does he adore me? Does he want to hear my opinion? Does he think I'm a nice person on the inside? Does he even care? No. A lot of times they did not, because they felt like, listen, I'm paid for all this stuff. I'm paying for you to be a certain way. Since I'm paying for you to be that way, go sit down and be quiet. That's what I need. And that's all that it was. But then you walk away from it feeling empty, feeling like, well, this isn't okay. You want more than that, but you got a bag though.
It was exhausting. Your name is Mickey, right? Or is it
Mickey.
Mikey?
Yes.
Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey. So it was very exhausting, but
Yes.
honestly, every woman that he had ever been with, like my friend was like, I think that's the longest relationship he ever. I could tell that this man had never been in a long, like, loving relationship. I could tell that everything he's ever had before me was transactional. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Everything, girl.
Yes.
And then
And he had
every
that
woman,
expectation.
huh?
He had that expectation of you, very robotic, very,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
That's how
And
a lot of them
so
are.
they are like that. And especially out here in LA, it's bad. But anyway,
I
what was
love
I
it.
gonna say? So all of the women before me left him, and then I saw why. It
Exactly.
all made sense. This dude is older than me. He's like 40, I don't know, 47 now.
Okay.
He
Okay.
just turned, he just had a birthday.
Mm.
So you're that age and you've never been married and you can't keep a woman, then you're the problem, because it's not about the money anymore, ladies. You need to it needs to be more than that for there to be a real connection.
Yes.
The money is good. We need to have that. We want providers, but there needs to be more than that.
Yes. Yes. There has to be. If there's not, then you're gonna be. If that's what you want, then that's fine. If that's what you want, but most people want more than that from a relationship. I don't want it to just be transactional. Hey, Machiavelli, how are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. So we're talking about. Thank you for joining us, and you can give us a male perspective on this topic. Do you think that there is a difference between being pretty and being attractive? I say yes, and my guest here says that there is not a difference. What do you think?
I think there definitely is a difference, and
Okay.
the only reason I think there is because me myself, I know what it is to be both pretty and handsome because like I've experienced, a multitude of like what it is to be attracted to a woman.
Okay.
Like I don't really think that ladies really care about how they're attracted to men, but
Mm,
men
okay.
definitely.
Because they think about their attractiveness to who? Other women, correct?
Well, I don't really know. Like, I don't know how to get in the head of a woman.
I think you're going somewhere with this. I definitely do. Because she was giving us her perspective. She even said, as a woman looking at other women, I feel like A, B, and C. And I
Okay.
said, I understand your perspective if I'm a woman viewing another woman. But if I'm trying to be attractive to a man, I really don't care what the other women are thinking. I'm thinking about what I can do to attract who I want in my life in a personal way, which is a man.
All right, so boom, I think we're on the same page.
Very good. Very good. Very good. So you say that there is a difference in being pretty and attractive, and you've experienced it. How
Right.
so?
Well, like I said, like I don't know what it is for women, but I know what it is for like from a male perspective to be pretty and attractive to a woman. There's definitely a difference. Like I know that women don't like hearing those particular words, but I've seen it happen. I've seen men I've seen men be very pretty to women because I've seen how women react to them. I've also seen how women react to very masculine men. I was one of those
So
people.
you're talking about the aesthetic appearance of a man to a woman. We're-
Yes.
Um,
Is that not what she was talking about? Or
no, no,
is that
no. So if we're talking about beauty, then I would
okay?
be talking about the appearance of a woman to a man. I don't know that I can say I've seen a pretty man. Are you? Because if we're talking about men, then you would be talking about the difference between, I guess, Idris Elba and LL
You,
Cool J or something.
all right, so boom, like that's pretty much my point. That's pretty much my point. The way that you would like I guess suggest that Idris Elba or give a compare well, no, to give a comparison between Idris Elba and LL Cool J.
Right.
Like I know the difference between a pretty motherfucker and a masculine motherfucker. I know the difference. How ladies interpret that. I've
Okay.
learned I've learned it from women.
Right.
I
Okay.
think all right, so boom to like so for this particular conversation, like why is it that you ladies have this conversation knowing the very answers that you ladies look for and actually operate towards?
What?
Okay. You kind of lost me there. What?
Okay.
Okay. So, what would you perceive that we want to hear?
What I would think you ladies would want to hear is like me being what I would consider a masculine man, not a pretty man, but masculine.
There's a
What I would
difference
think,
there. Yes.
yeah, what I would think you ladies would want to hear is you ladies are failing in an astronomical rate because
Oh my God.
you ladies want pretty over quality,
He's
and
trolling.
you ladies do it to yourselves quite often, and then you project it onto the world.
I don't think
Okay.
he understands the topic. The
Right. Right.
topic is
Right.
what is
Okay. Okay.
what yeah.
So I think that there is probably some lines getting blurred here. So what we were talking about is how some women are pretty and
Right.
some women are attractive, and that there's a difference. And I gave the example of Halle Berry versus Rihanna. Rihanna would be the more attractive one. Halle Berry would be the more pretty one, right? You're
See, that was
saying
kind of
that
no.
some men are considered more beautiful or more handsome in a physical way, and then
I
there are
swear,
some
I
men
swear,
who are more rugged and more
we're speaking the
masculine.
same language. I swear we are.
Right,
But what
right.
I'm
But we weren't talking about men at all. We weren't talking about men at all. We were talking about how women are perceived as being attractive, because men are not coveted for their beauty. Men are coveted for their money and what they achieve and what they can bring to women. That's the
no,
difference. Women
no,
are I've never heard the term a pretty man. I've never even heard that, and I've been doing this for almost 10 years now. I've never even heard of a man referred to as pretty. This is some 2025 stuff, honey, because
Okay.
I don't
actually,
20 a pretty man is I'm the pretty one. Hello, let's be
no.
clear.
Okay.
Hold
As
on,
the
I'm a
Let's
pretty.
be
woman, I
clear.
bring the pretty. You
No,
bring the weight. You bring the meat of it. I'm gonna bring the softness, but you got to bring. I do want a masculine man. A beautiful woman would always want and choose a masculine man. You're absolutely right. If you trying to be pretty and you a man, that's where a problem is. You trying to live your soft life and I'm trying to live mine too. Oh no, sir, that ain't gonna work. Somebody got to stand
Okay.
down. Mm-mm, we're not doing that. But that is
all right.
you
So,
correct. That's some 2025 stuff for sure. Because
well,
I'm from the
no.
country. She's from California. We in the country down here. I'm from Texas, and they
Uh,
work around here. They gets dirty. They're very masculine. Now, mind you, I do want a man who can speak and who is eloquent and can share ideas back and forth, like on this sort of a platform. Absolutely. But I need you to be able to, if something go down, I don't need us both to be running. I don't need you
yeah,
to be scared and I'm scared.
hey,
Like,
man. Yo, see, I think, like I said, I think there's a confusion, and
okay, okay,
I'll accept that. I think I miscommunicated. Like
okay.
I thought we were on the same page as far as like hold the so-called you know you ladies being beautiful, and then us, what do you want? Like we're the men that covered you, right? Like you guys don't cover us. Like we can either be super masculine or like or just regular. Like what do you want from us? I think I'm
At
confusing the
this point, what do you
conversation.
want? I think, okay, women want to be pursued. We want to be adored. Women want to be able to be protected. We want to
Right.
be able to communicate with you in an
Right.
open way. Those are things that women want. But you can give us those things, and you can also be masculine in the way that you provide, in the way that you protect, in the way that you um, prepare the table for us to eat from. That is what women want. And not, I can't say women, because some women don't even want men no more. Some women is like, you know what, I'm so sick and tired of this, I don't even want a man anymore. So I can't say women that watch me, though, women that enjoy my content, this is what they want. They want to be feminine women, but we aren't allowed to be feminine women when you have men that think they are pretty. That's a very non-masculine way of viewing things. If you can call yourself pretty as a man, that's the antithesis of masculine. I've never heard a masculine man say, well, I want to be pretty. I just
Yeah, that's facts. That's true.
Yeah, you know. So I think that I would say that in both instances, men attractiveness and women attractiveness. I think there are some women who are attracted to men who doll themselves up and take time and wear cologne and work office jobs and never get their hands dirty. There are lots of women who like that and prefer that. Then there are some women who want the masculine. They want a 6 foot
What
strong and chocolate and whatever that is. Glorilla be saying. Some women
masculine
want
man
that,
to you? What is a
huh?
non-masculine? What is a non-masculine man to you?
A man who is very book educated and has no sort of street sense.
That's non. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Wait. Maybe I think I asked the question wrong. I asked the question wrong.
Okay.
What is a non-masculine man to you?
And I was answering. I may
You
not
said
be giving you the answer that you prefer, but I was giving you my answer. A
did you
man
say
who
a book educated man is non-masculine?
no. Somebody who is only book educated is not masculine. If all you know is something you learned from a book, that's not masculinity to me. Especially if that's all you're doing is learning it and not having the ability to teach it. If you
Okay.
can learn those things and teach it to me, that is very masculine. But if you're just sitting up reading books just to be reading it, that's not masculine. If you are a man who is by not masculine, I'm not able to lead me, not able to contribute to me, not able to teach me, not able to get involved and do things that are heavy lifting per se, very physical. That's something that's masculine. Somebody who can communicate, but can also put me in a place to where I'm like, dang, maybe I need to not stand, we can't be butting heads. If I'm leading, if I'm saying, no, we need to spend our money this way, and you saying, no, we need to spend our money this way, and I'm pushing and pulling and pushing and pulling, and you divert to my authority, that's somebody that's not masculine. Somebody who's
Yeah.
masculine wants to take care of their woman, who wants to make sure that his family is contributed to. A masculine man is not a receiver.
That's fair.
A masculine man is not a receiver. If you're in a position to want to receive from me, that makes me feel like you're not a masculine man.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Fair.
somebody mentioned that they wanted emotional intelligence. I think that that comes with age for men. I think a lot of men are not taught to be emotionally intelligent because men value book knowledge. That's why I said a man who is only book learned is not a masculine man. A man who has spent time enough to understand his emotions and communicate to them is a masculine man to me, for sure. For sure. Yeah,
That's
so I
kind
can understand
of
that.
fair. That's kind of fair. I'll
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah. What are my thoughts on age gap relationships? I feel like age gap relationships are very,
Atrocious.
what did you say, Machiavelli?
Atrocious.
Atrocious, he calls it. I would say it is very, especially if the age gap is over like 10 years. I feel like there's some trauma, some kind of way on either side. Trauma and traumatizing going on if it's more than 10 years. I also feel like it is very it's gross to me. I just
It's atrocious.
it's atrocious. I mean, absolutely. That's a very good word to describe how I feel about age gap relationships over 10 years. Now, 5, 7 years, that's not really that big because you're still kind of in the same generation. But if you're
Exactly.
15 years older than me, why do you even want me? Like, what's even your point? No, I just don't. I just
All right,
don't.
so boom, let me ask you a question with
Sure.
that particular topic,
Yes.
in head. Like,
Yes.
what is it like with I don't really know how to acknowledge where you're from, who you are, because I don't know
Okay.
you and I don't know where you're from.
Okay.
But within our, and by our I mean we're African American, I believe.
Right. Right.
Within our community, why is it okay for ladies to do that to young men?
To date younger men.
Well, no. Well, yes, to date younger men, but in a particular way, like growing up with the way I grew up and where I grew up,
Hi.
it's weird that ladies were able to do certain things that would be considered atrocious to this day.
Um. Okay. I really can't speak to that. Uh, I really can't speak to. Um. Are you saying that it is okay, it's looked at as okay for a woman to date a younger man, but it's not okay for a man to date a younger woman? Is that what you're saying?
No,
I
ma'am.
okay, okay.
Saying I like in the essence of like the ideas of like of how like from our community, I guess like, misogyny, blah blah blah, and all of that good stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how is it that a particular aspect of our community is overlooked by how women behave?
Okay, and you're talking about what sorts of behavior?
The same behaviors that ladies of our community say that the men of our community distribute or contribute,
Okay.
or you know what I mean?
Okay, can you give me like one uh internet
Yes.
appropriate example?
Yes.
Okay.
Um, Abuse.
Hmm. So you're saying that in our community, I thought that's what you were. I thought that's what you were saying. So you're saying in our community, it is okay for women to do certain things to younger boys, and but it is not okay. It's overlooked, basically. But when
Overlooked.
men do certain things to younger girls, it is not overlooked.
That's not,
No.
in a way, yeah, yes, in a way, that's kind of what I'm saying, but at the same time, that's not what I'm saying because in a society that I guess we consider patriarchal, we hold men accountable in a particular way, especially in our community.
Mm.
In our community.
Mm, okay. I think I understand what you're saying. And as a mother of three boys, I can definitely speak to this because remember the whole Jada Pinkett and August Alsina debacle that happened a couple years back?
Uh-huh.
Everybody was praising her because, oh, she got a young man. That's, ooh. Everybody was praising her. But I did a video and I went all the way in because as a mother of three boys, I definitely would have found a way to commit a crime and right. But if it was the other way around, people would have had a lot of things to say because allegedly, some things were happening with him when he was very, very, very underage. And I, to that, will say I can't speak to why there's a double standard in that way. I don't
Hear
know.
me out. Hear me out. I'm gonna try.
Sure.
Like, hear me out. I'm
Okay.
gonna try to. I'm gonna try to dive deep with you real quick. And I
Okay.
don't know how. I
I
do
love
not know
it.
how. I don't know how you're gonna interpret how I dive with you, but just hear me
Okay.
out a little bit.
Absolutely.
All right. So bet. Like I'm from Brooklyn, New York, right?
Okay.
Born and raised.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know what it's like to have parents that raise their children a particular way. What's weird to me is it's like the reason I asked you that question is like the way my mother and father raised me,
Mm-hmm.
and then seeing how my environment, my community raised their young women, their young ladies, and then being treated by older women, my mother's age, a particular way. And I
Okay.
mean, and I'm not talking about um you're like I'm pretty sure you're probably thinking like sex, but no. I'm talking about like physical violence.
Mm. Okay.
How is it that like ladies from my particular era could get away with that?
Mm.
I mean, my era, but the ladies that were in my environment that were raised before me can get away with doing it with boys. Like, how is that possible?
To be physically violent with them,
Yes, and
I
not only physically violent with them, but to enjoy their violence against boys.
um first, I will have to offer a an apology for my ignorance on such a topic because I don't think that I've experienced that, and I don't really have a a metric for that, because the violence that I experienced was older women against me as a younger woman.
Oh wow,
I don't know.
that's crazy too.
I mean, I guess I can say that yes, I can see that some of my mom's sisters were very violent with their sons, and they would hit them in the face and you know be very violent with them, and it was raising them, giving them some whoopings and doing stuff like that. And I guess I don't know if that's what you're speaking to, but I don't think that I've ever experienced that happening. I thank you for sharing that, and that you feel okay enough to open up about that. I really do. I appreciate that. I don't now. This is a whole different side to my channel and my space, because I haven't had very men that have been on my channel. So I appreciate you for bringing this up as a topic. But I think in the African American community as a whole, violence is something that has marred and scarred our community. I know for a fact, and you know, that we were brought here in a very violent way. We were
Facts.
the roots of our existence in this country started with violence. So I can say that a lot of that probably came from that. We were yes, it has been normalized. It was normalized back then, and so we raised our children the way we were raised, the way we were being handled. We probably took it out on our children. I know my grandmother was a
Yeah, that's
very
what's
violent woman.
that's
She
what's
was very violent, and
because
it
I
was
love
just
you ladies. I love y'all. I love y'all so much, and y'all get on my nerves.
thank you for that. I mean, because I know in my particular family, the women were violent. They were violent, and but they were violent towards the girls. The boys were coddled. The boys were, oh, they were put in sports and put on these pedestals, but the girls were beaten, mercilessly beaten. And it had it not been for my father, I would have gotten more than I actually did receive. So I know that my mother's generation was a generation of violent women, but I know that it came from trauma from her mother and from her mother and from my slave grandmother. And so being African American and Native American, I
Oh,
experienced violence on both sides of my family. As a Native American, as to yesterday was Columbus Day, and as an
yeah,
African American woman. You know what I mean? So I
yes.
get what you're saying, but I think a lot of that is learned behavior. And I think that's why our generation needs to make it a point not to raise our children that way. I think it's
May I
important
ask
for
you a
us.
question?
Yes, go ahead.
Like I'm 42 years old. I'm
Okay.
42 years old.
Yes.
How old are you? How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I am
I don't mean
45.
40.
45.
Oh, oh my God. You're, yes. Okay. That's beautiful. And I love it.
You, uh, you love the fact that I'm 45?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And
Because I've been
why?
calling, I've been spam this whole time. So I'm like, yo, like, I love you.
Attractive versus pretty. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that compliment. I appreciate it. That was kind of random, but thank you.
You know, it's insane. Like, please forgive me. I'm a little bit inebriated right now.
We kind of
And
figured you was
I'm
hitting the
like,
bottle. We kind of
course.
heard we kind of heard the juice in
Of
your
course.
voice. We heard it.
Of course. Because, like when a dude speaks something close to the heart, it's always like something that the juice is related to.
No, 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 no. It was just kind of
Oh,
the way your thought process was a little, we was
right.
trying to catch it. And we all understand how it be when you get in that bottle good. Ain't nothing wrong with it. We grown. Everybody grown. But we felt it. We felt it and we kind of heard it. That's all it was. Ain't nothing. See, that's something about Foxy that you don't know. I'm a very
Right.
deep woman, a very deep thinker. And I do consultations. I did consultations. So most of my consultations are very deep. You thinking you finna come figure out how you can get a man. By the time I get through, all your little childhood traumas you done cleared it up. That's just my personality. So I
That's
think it
just
could be, I don't know. I don't know what it is about me, but a lot of my conversations are deep without there ever being that intention. So I think that's just who I am. I like it like that.
And I like it like that too, to be honest with you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, thank you for your questions. Thank you for that. I think that this was a good topic for us to have, because I did do a YouTube video about this just a minute ago. And it was about how to attract a man and how to get him to come to you as opposed to you having to chase him. It was a video I did a long time ago, and I just did a revamp of that same video. So this will be in addition to that video, because I think it's good to have a male perspective and to understand that Foxy might be tracking on something. I might be tracking on something a little bit. And I appreciate you for giving your input. I really, really do. I really, really do.
I mean, that's lovely. How long have you been at this, if I may ask?
How long have I been what?
How long have you been at this? Like, you have a YouTube channel.
So YouTube, I think it's almost 8 years now, and
Okay.
I've actually been active on social media and doing consultations and stuff for almost 10. It's almost 10 years now I've been doing this. So, yeah.
And you've never had a male perspective?
I have had a male perspective on TikTok. I have. A lot of my old content was male bashing, was teaching people how to be gold diggers, and just foolery. I was riding that wave of we don't need a man, we gonna get their money and all of that. And I've now since changed my perspective. And I still do believe that men are to be providers, absolutely. And yes, I am a Cancer.
I agree.
I do believe that men need to be providers, but I know that men are worth more than their money.
But Cancer. You're not a Cancer.
No, I am a Cancer. Yes.
You're a Cancer?
Yes, I am.
June?
25th.
Wow. That is amazing. I am I swear, oh my goodness. Like, yeah, I need to get off this channel because this is getting weird. Um I'm a Taurus. Do you know what they say between Cancers and Tauruses?
No, I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Absolutely not. I'll leave that to you.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You are very lovely. And the fact that you've been at this for the time that you have, I appreciate you allowing me the time to like give my little perspective. I appreciate shit for real.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear the male perspective. This new wave for my channel has brought a lot of the boys to the yard. I have a lot. My male following, according to analytics, has increased by 75%. Most of my new followers are all men. If you take a look at my page, you will understand why. But Foxy has been being very foxy. I have been outside this summer. And so a lot of men have been like, oh, okay, she might be talking about something now. So by
So hold on,
75%.
what do you mean by like you mean like YouTube analytics?
I'm sorry?
YouTube analytics, like the
YouTube
ratios?
analytics, all of my analytics, every single one of my platforms, my main followers that are new are all men. Yeah. That's
No, you're
because my
dope.
content has become more inclusive of men. My content is more about life and living in general, as opposed to women. We need to do women, 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 because there's a whole other half of the population that needs, that I feel like I can contribute to them too. And also I feel like a lot of times men are bashed, and I know if I was a man, I would be very upset that there are a whole group of women, a whole whatever we're going to
Well,
call
see,
this.
all right, so that's where you lost me. Because as a man, I don't like the way women have been treated throughout a particular decade. Because I grew up in the 80s. Like, I remember, like, not to get critical, but at the same time, it's like, yo, I remember the way I grew up and how a particular demographic treated women. And when I say demographic, I don't mean like our community against women. Like I just remember how it all started, yo. And it's
Yeah.
weird. Like nobody seems to like want to acknowledge how we treat one another now in 2020
Right.
freaking. Like it bugs me out as an as a young old person. I am a young old person. Like when I say young old person, like my mom and pop. Oh my God, like oh man, the way I want to explain it, I just can't explain it. I don't know how to. I don't know how to explain it eloquently.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think that I appreciate that. I'm glad that you recognize that women have been treated a certain way. I agree. Totally agree. What I will say
Facts.
is that there's been an overcorrection of that. Yes, women
I
have been put
agree.
down. Yes, women have been, beaten and treated like objects and all of that. Yes. That's why I'm very pro woman. A lot of my content is women's empowerment. But you can overcorrect, and I feel like that's what has happened with our society. We literally have overcorrected to where the men don't want the women don't want the women. I mean, the women don't
What?
want the men. So it's like, what? When are we gonna come back together? Like, okay, we did y'all
Some
wrong. You did us wrong. We sorry. Yeah, we sorry.
act.
You sorry.
Like
Yeah, we sorry.
act.
Now, can we get back to loving?
Yes, exactly.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
trying to
Thank
do.
you. Thank you. Exactly. Yo, same page. Same freaking page. Same freaking page, yo. Same
Oh, this
freaking
is
page.
getting reposted. Absolutely.
No, don't do that. No, well, not me. No,
Oh,
don't repost me.
don't repost you? Okay, well, we can't repost this, guys. You guys are getting. Well, maybe I can
So,
repost it with just your voice. Is that okay?
yeah, that's fine.
Okay, and I'll just put a little sticker over your thing because yeah, you probably will get spammed. But yeah,
Star. You're gonna give me a gold star.
I'll put a gold star. I will put a gold star over your face so nobody can know. But if we could hear your, because I really think that your perspective is a collective perspective, and I think it will be appreciated by some of your male counterparts on this channel, and also by some of the women to hear that Foxy might be tracking on something. Just saying. A lot of my perspectives are male. I have I think I have a good
You don't
take
have a
on the male perspective, I would say.
centric. You don't have a male centric idea or idealism. Like just like by how you speak to me and like me stumbling upon your channel because like literally like I said, I'm inebriated and I stumbled upon you, and you have a very good conversational skill, and it's very beautiful. And
Thank
the
you.
conversation about what you were talking about drew me in
Mm.
because I believe what you're saying is some real shit. But at the same time, like you ladies, y'all allude or omit or don't know about a particular perspective.
I can agree with that. I agree. That's why we're trying to
Thank you.
learn. Do you know how many women have been watching me for years and still can't get a date?
That's a freaking lie. Stop it. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's a lie. That's
Am
a
I
lie.
lying, y'all? If
Yes.
you come to my lives, you will be like, are you
Well,
kidding?
not to be rude, but if that's the case, then I don't know who exactly is avoiding these ladies because looking at you and then looking at your particular target audience, I'm sure you have a plethora of beautiful people on both spectrums. So, like, for people to be like, oh, I can't find a date. Yeah, because y'all both are weird. Y'all are both a bunch of weirdos.
What you say? Say it again, sir. Please, please, for the people in the back. Because why?
No, I'm not saying, no, absolutely not. Sorry. Not
Because
doing
y'all are
it. Not
weird.
doing it.
He said it. I
No,
didn't
we're
say
all
it.
weird.
I didn't say it this
I'm,
time.
we're,
He said
we're
it.
all weird. We're all weird. Y'all are all weird. All of us. And
COVID. We're
everybody
gonna blame
wants
it
to
on
be.
COVID. We're gonna blame it on COVID and getting whoopings when we was little. We're gonna blame it on
No,
COVID and the fact that we got whoopings.
I know what to blame it on. I'm
What?
inebriated, so I get to have fun with this.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
know what to blame it on. I
What?
know what to blame it on. I'm going to blame it on the fact that us as a human species, we've only existed for about like 2 or 4,000 years, I think.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it gets a little bit too interesting when you get educated about it.
Oh,
You don't
we're
want to
getting
talk about it.
educated about it. Okay.
Of course, you're an educated woman. You're very beautiful, so I know you are.
Okay.
Like, what do you? Oh man, I don't want to be rude, but what do you know about anthropology?
Nothing, and I don't want to learn that.
Yo, what you, ma'am? Oh, what do you mean you don't want to learn about anthropology? That's like the human development, like how we came to be as a human species, as cultures in
Let me tell you
various
what I believe
forms.
about that, and I bet you
What's
this is
that?
going to end this whole conversation. I believe
It
in the
probably will.
Bible.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. Damn, you got me on that one.
I did. Put a knife right on in it. Yeah,
That's a good one. You got me on that one.
I did. I did. You know what? I think this is a good stopping point for our video. I think that I think we've covered this topic, and Mommy Mode is calling me actually at 9:30 tonight. So I appreciate your input, Machiavelli. I really, really do, and I thank you for paying us a visit.
Thank you for having my inebriated self on your
Yes,
line.
I hope you will follow and subscribe, and I hope to see you around again.
You probably will.
All righty.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you. And I will see you guys next time. Y'all have a good evening. Good night.